Langara College Web and Mobile App Design and Development, PDD Programs, Project 2 presentation. My name is Tomoko Okochi. I am the instructor of this course. I'd like to start by acknowledging that Langara College is located on the unceded traditional territory of Musqueam First Nation, and we are very lucky to study and work on this land. So let's take a look at the run of the event. So we will have this quick introduction where I introduce the wonderful lineup of panelists, and then the student presentation starts. And then after the last team finish their presentation, there will be an audience vote. So we are deciding the best in show by audience vote. So please stay until the end. Okay, so Web and Mobile App Design and Development program, we call it WNDD for short, is an intensive 4-term program where you learn web and mobile design and development from concept to launch. And you see some of the subjects taught in this course, and one with a little lighter color suggests indicate the subject these students will learn in the 4th upcoming term. And so that means these students will be ready to work in the industry in just 4 months. So project 2, this course is a term 3 project, term 3 out of 4 terms. And students are tasked to design and development full stack web application MVP. So it's a fully functional web application. And they also have to connect to live data and have data visualization component. And they are also asked to solve a business problem. So a departure from when you are solving your own problem for individuals, now you're solving business problem. We do it this way because it makes your portfolio more appealing to the employers, and also it gives you an opportunity to think about the problem that is not familiar to you. And students have done everything in 12 weeks, which is amazing. And as you know, each team has designers and developers. And some of the things the students learn in this course indicated right here. So they had to do all the agile ceremonies and run a sprint every week. Right, so I invite students to share their knowledge and skills in class. So this time we had 2 volunteers, Jesse and Remer, and they talked about web accessibility and design systems respectively. If you could stand, Jesse. You're already standing, but let's give them a hand. Because the content of their talk was so meaningful. And also in this course, students have to do bug bash after alpha and beta milestones. And this is a practice for them to understand when you log more bugs, the quality of the product is better. Sometimes students say, well, we don't have bugs, so the product is good, but that's not true. You want more bugs logged so that you can make sure the product is good. So we have incredible winner this term, 112 bugs. We've never had 3-digit before, okay? Alpha and beta bug bashes, and that is Nodoka Hanaki. Yeah, Sebastian looked at my Canva design certificate and quietly created professionally designed version of certificate. So Nodoka, here is the certificate for your bug buster therapy. Yeah, I don't think this record will ever be broken. All right, let's move on to the next slide. And I would like to introduce the wonderful lineup of panel we have today at Tayo, Kala, and Yar. They are all alumni, successful alumni of WMDD, and we are very happy to have you here. So if you don't mind, can you do a quick self-intro from Tayo, or you already have it? You can come up here though.
Hi, everyone. It's my third year running coming in year, so trust me, I'm looking forward to this. I never get bored of it every April, and I'm so grateful to be amongst you guys today to learn from you. I can tell you for a fact, I didn't even know a lot of things before Tomoko sent over the proposals to me last week. So if you hear me speaking like, oh, he's asking questions, so knowledgeable, no, I just did my homework. That's it. But I'm looking forward to having to hearing you guys present today, and also to the designers as well. I'm so stoked to the amount of work and the level of effort you've put into it. So thank you so much, guys, and thank you for having me here. Thank you, Tomoko.
Hello, everyone. My name is Carla, and I am super excited to be here. This is my first time being invited as a panelist. And I remember when I was in your guys' seat and presenting the projects and being very nervous about the demo, and of course, excited about the data and showcasing how we retrieve the data, what it means, why it's valuable to the user. So I'm extremely excited to see what everybody come up to. I review a little bit of your projects, and they look extremely interested. So I'll be ready with a lot of exciting questions. And yeah, thank you, Tomoko, for inviting me. I'm very excited.
Of course. Thank you. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. So I've been here in this very room about 6 years ago now. I've graduated as a designer, but then I moved on to a development position in my career. So I am very curious to look at all of your projects, because every year that I've done this kind of events, every single time I'm blown away, and I'm worried as to when you guys are going to graduate and go into a workforce, what are we left to do? So thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for the program for graduating me, and let's get this started.
Thank you for great self-intros, three of you. Yeah, this is a wonderful lineup this time, so you guys are lucky if you're presenting. Right, so for the awards, we have 3 awards today. So Design Excellence Award is for the team that showcase exceptional creativity, user experience, and visual appeal in their app. And Development Excellence Award will go to the team that showed the highest level of achievement on the technical front. And there will be a Best in Show award, and that is by panelists and audience votes. Presenting students, you can also vote, but just once, obviously. I have actually written some code to make this app. So if you vote twice, I will know, and your vote will not count at all. So please just once, okay? Right, so this is today's lineup. We have 5 teams presenting their wonderful full-stack web applications. And without further ado, let's start the show with the first team, Broomley.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ritika Seshan, and I'm excited to take you through our project today. Let's experience smart housekeeping with Roomly. Roomly is a web app designed for business and boutique hotels to manage housekeeping with smart scheduling, automated tasks, and real-time updates. Now, research shows 76% of business hotels face staffing shortages. And to better understand this situation, we conducted user interviews to identify 3 key problems. Manual processes where hotels still rely on paper and spreadsheets, leading to inefficiency and uneven workload. Missed guest requests where there's no proper system in place to track task progress. Missed requests, which leads to poor guest experience. And lack of real-time visibility where housekeeping managers struggle to track processes and real-time room status, which leads to which makes it very difficult to stay on top of things. So our solution is Roomly offers 3 powerful features: automated task assignments, smart priority scheduling, and a smart analytic dashboard. To show you all how these features work in action, I now invite Yasu and Andres to take you through a demo of our web app.
Hi, everyone. We are the housekeeping unit of Hotel Post-it, a small business hotel in Vancouver. Today, I am the housekeeping manager, and with me is Andres, the lead room attendant. And today we would like to show you how Roomly has helped us optimize our business. So first thing in the morning with the team, we're gathering a meeting. We're going to log into Roomly with my manager's account. And the first thing you see is the main dashboard where we have some information at the top level. We have the summary of what tasks need to be done. And then below that, we have the individual tasks. So currently we can see some routine tasks on the left, which are unassigned. And then on the right, we have the priority tasks, which we're going to come back to in a short while. And then at the bottom, we have more information, such as staff on duty, task traffic, and room occupancy. So now that we have a good idea of like what needs to be done for today, we're going to go to automated assignment to assign the tasks to our staffs. And since we've been using Roomly for some time, Roomly is actually already pre-assigning the staffs to the tasks based on the information in the past 30 days with the help of AI. And of course, if you need to make changes, we can click on the individual cards, change assignments. So let's say I'm going to change the assignee to Andres and save it. And if all the team is in agreement, we can go to confirm schedule, confirm it, and now the tasks has been assigned. And okay, so it looks like we have some notification. Let's have a look. So it looks like we have some guest requests. So we're going to go to priority scheduling. And let's open the card. And there is a guest request. So it looks like we need immediate action on this. So we're going to assign this again to Andres, assign the task, confirm, and we're good to go for the day. So we're going to start working. And now Andres is going to show you how the room attendants would be working with Roomly using their mobile phones on the right-hand side.
Yes, so as a room attendant, the first I do in the morning is to check all my pending tasks and notifications. When I am ready to start, I click on the start button, and that is going to show me all the details about the task. I can time myself using the progress timer. I can even pause the task and move on to the next one, or I can even, if needed, shed a report something to my manager, like a broken or missing item. Once everything is done, I check all the requirements marked for the task and complete the task. And then the app is going to take me to the next step or next task on the list.
Okay, so it's been a while since our morning meeting. So let's go check the progress. So I'm going to go back to the home dashboard. And here I can see some progress. So I can see that Andres has already completed a task. And let's also look at some statistics. So we're going to go to the analytics dashboard. And here we can graphically see some information on like our performance. So for example, on the left, we have the staff task progress, where we can see how many tasks are being assigned to which staff. And then on the right-hand side, we have the average task duration, which shows how long we're taking to complete each of the different types of tasks. We can also filter this out by the duration. So for example, we can look at information on the long term. And let's say now we're looking at the tasks assigned to staffs on the past 5 days. And it looks like Andres is working quite a lot. And we can also export these into PDF files. We can choose the duration again, which information to export, choose the file format to PDF, export it, and I can take this with me to, let's say, the next meeting with my general manager, and we can talk about staffing. So thanks to Roomly, it's not just helping us with task assignments, but it's also optimizing our entire operation, which in turn is giving a great guest experience. Okay, so how does all this work? So now you're looking at the system architecture behind the scene. And in the middle, we have Express.js. which is the backend, which is serving as the one single point of contact for all the entities around Roomly. So we have the PMS on the right-hand side, which is giving us all of the task and staff in the room information. There's also OpenAI, to which we communicate to help us with automated assignments. And then on the left-hand side, we have the front-end React component from which our users can access all these information through the interactive UI. So why choose us? Why Roomly? So we did some research on competitors providing similar features. And as you can see here, Roomly is the only app that provides all the features. And this is our strength. We don't just provide partial solutions, but we provide a whole solution as a package. So up until now, we have been talking about the features of Roomly, but what makes Roomly great is the design behind it. So now I would like to hand it over to Itkin, our lead designer, to talk about our branding and design process.
Thanks, Yasu. Branding is a key part of Roomly, as we not only want to help our customers improve their operations, but also make work more fun. Roomly's branding captures freshness, cleanliness, and dynamic energy. The starburst icon mark symbolizes precision, clarity, and the elevated guest experience Roomly enables hotels to deliver. Paired with a modern, gently italicized word mark, the design communicates professionalism and approachability. Carefully chosen colors reinforce the feelings we are trying to convey. Deep blues suggest trust, vibrant blues evoke energy, and soft pink adds warmth and hospitality. On a side note, all the visual assets you see on Roomly are designed by our creative team, and the illustrations are designed by our graphic design specialist, Mirtika. And here you can see how we incorporated our design language and branding to create our imagery and support our task of energizing the housekeeping industry. Well, to make these promises come true, we offered 3 pricing plans to fit different hotel sizes. The basic plan is great for small teams covering essential housekeeping and scheduling demands. The business plan includes advanced reporting and integrations for growing ones. And for the enterprise plan, we focus on custom features and more complex needs of our users. Each plan will help any hotel run smoother and more efficiently. And now, Andres will talk about our amazing team who built this product from zero under 12 weeks.
Yes, so let me introduce the incredible team behind this amazing application. So Roomly is powered by 6 talented designers who provided creativity and user experience to make this application a delight to use. In the development side, we have 4 skilled developers who transfer ideas into high-performance and functional solutions, bringing so Roomly to life. So let's transfer your housekeeping operation starting today. Scan the QR to see what Roomly has to offer and connect with us in our LinkedIn channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Roomly. Now it's time for panelist feedback. Who wants to go first?
I have a question. Maybe I missed it in the presentation, but in the demo, you mentioned that there was like a guest request. Does that mean that in the app, there's always also going to be like a guest-facing application where the guest can submit like their request, or how is that interaction going to happen?
So because we're connected to the hotel's property management system, what we thought was that these requests would come over phone to the front desk, and then from the front desk, it will be registered through the PMS, and then from there, it's going to come to Roomly.
I kind of had the same question because in your proposal, it also mentioned that you have an in-room interface, but okay. So the biggest thing that I found that was missing for me was the time schedule for the day as a time block, right, as a calendar, because then I can visually see, okay, this room attendant is occupied 80% of the time, this room attendant, let's say Andres, occupied 150% of the time, right? And then I can relocate that. And in general, it's easier for you to work with schedule when you see it rather than you see it as numbers in boxes. So that's something that I was missing. The other thing that I do want to mention, it is, well, actually, I have two things. First, I was asked not to comment on business things, but I will mention it to every single team here in all of your proposals. All of your pricing include bulk number of users, and therefore your price is huge. For a business, it's a lot easier to agree on something that is smaller per user per month than if they see $1,000 months that they have to give away. It's the same number. That number is probably even going to be higher, but just consumer-wise, it's easier to agree. So something to think about it. If you look at the most famous SaaS right now, that's how they do it, right? So Notion and all other stuff. And then a general suggestion for your capstone project in the future, the problem that you formulated initially is not the problem that you're solving. What you have said as a problem was staffing problem for hotels. What you're actually solving is existing staffing schedule optimization. So pay attention to what you're trying to present and how you're solving that problem in the future with your projects. That's it for me.
Thank you. That's Post-it, right? That's the name of the team. Thank you. So mine is more like a general question before my questions, which is like you've got 6 designers on the team. How did you manage the workload?
Bi-weekly, we conducted sprints, and to actually align with each other, personally, I created design templates and components and set up a design system where other designers could utilize, and we changed the components in a limited way so that all of our deliverables were in line and had the same approach to design.
Thank you. And this goes for everyone as well. And I'm pretty sure everyone has at least 4 designers on their team, right? And this is going to be part of your portfolio. And you're going to present this to your future employer or whoever it is that you're not going to tell them, oh, I'm in a team of 6. Yeah, I just put the logo or the button on the top right corner. That would not cut. And I'm saying this to say this is that you got to go back and rework on this, each designer, whatever project you work on, and make it your own. This is what the team did. This is where even the most perfect design still needs to be improved on. So you will go back in your own space. You will improve on what you guys did. Because as a matter of fact, I don't think all of you agreed on what you guys did. But because it's a team, you got to go with it. Then that's what you will sell to your future employers, that the team did this. I actually did not agree on that, and I went in that direction. That shows that you have autonomy to be able to think on your own and make decisions, because that's what will sell. That's what you will sell to who's going to employ you. So I've said that to say this is that your branding is absolutely posted. You nailed it on. It's good. It's very professional. It feels like I'm looking like a TikTok of designs or something. You know those designs on TikTok? It looks very nice. And when I saw the logo, the first thing that came to my mind was radiance, and that was one word you used in your presentation. So spot on. Good job. I do not want to go into the nitty-gritty of things because of time, but good work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, I have more questions. I wanted to ask the same thing in the developer side, because I see that everyone is like full stack developers. Like, how did you guys distribute the amount of effort for specifically front end and back end? Was it like we all want to do full stack, but some of us are going to specialize, or everyone's going to do both of those?
So I think it's better in reality to like split between front end and back end. I think that's something we learned this time, but then we all wanted to learn some both front end and back end. So we decided to split the work by the modules, different screens. So one person works on like one screen. That's how we split it.
And Oscar, a lot of testing made this possible.
And I also wanted to ask, because I saw that you were using OpenAI. Specifically, how were you using like the AI model? I think I catch that it was to go through the data of the past 30 days, but how does that data get fed into the AI, and what does the AI is giving you that's going to be valuable?
So without the AI, our task assignment logic is pretty straightforward. It's almost like a round robin. The first person takes 4, the next person takes 4. But then we're sending all the information on the past assignments to OpenAI, and the script is to provide us back with a more optimized task assignments based on the patterns. So it's gonna provide like less assignment to like those who are not able to like work too many for too many tasks. Yeah.
So sorry, just to add, basically, ChatGPT API, what it does is a final check to make an equal distribution of the amount of work. So the logic behind ChatGPT is what we built, and this is going to distribute, but before releasing the data, we make a final check with ChatGPT.
I have one last question. Sorry, because I'm a project manager, so I'm curious about how you guys were able to manage and plan about the project. One thing that I remember working on these projects is you're working on the project, you're also doing your assignments and your exams and your midterms and everything. When you were planning for the work of the project, how much was it like planning strategically versus like reacting to like, oh, let's try to focus on this, and then if it works well, then we spend 2 more weeks or spend 3 more days. Like, I'm curious about that.
So the requirement for this class was to take the agile approach. So we were supposed to have sprint meetings in the beginning, and then work on what we promised that we would do, and then at the end we would have like a sprint review meeting, and then look back on like how we did. That was the ideal case, but then it didn't really work out like that. In the beginning, we were so used to the waterfall like approach, so we were just doing everything like a reactive way, and we were trying to like slowly adapt to the agile way, which I think we were able to do towards like the latter half of the program, but it wasn't really always perfect.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. That's like even in the reality, like of course there's like this ideal world of how you want to plan things, and a lot of the times companies are like, I want to be in the middle, but more leaning towards agile, and then you start working and you realize everyone is just doing waterfall. Like the business and everyone in the industry is trying to get there to agile, but yes, it requires a lot of effort to adapt into that new mindset. So just it's a very big thing, and congratulations for even just like trying to adapt it, because like even in the real world, not everyone like follows agile and everything.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for great feedback, panelists, and congratulations to the team Rimley. Okay, next up, Reciply. Ready? Okay, everyone, the team is ready to present. And yeah, anytime you're ready.
Good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Reme, and we are Team Code and Canvas, and we are here to talk about our application, Reciply. So Reciply is an AI financial tool built specially for startups to help them manage their expenses much more efficiently and better. Now, before we get into the long talks, I'm pretty sure most of us in the room aspire to become business owners one day. And don't get me wrong, it's okay if you still want to be a 9-to-5er. But for those of us who want to be business owners soon, there are some challenges that business owners go through. And one of them is poor expense management. Did you know that more than 30%, or if not 30%, of revenue is lost because of one simple thing, poor expense management? Now, this is the very reason why Reciply was built. So, with Reciply, all you need to do is to say goodbye to fiscal receipts, the time spent in categorizing your receipt, and the countless hours you spend in analyzing reports to send to investors. Now, what our application does is that you don't need your fiscal receipts anymore. All you need to do is to scan your receipt or upload your receipt. Then our AI model categorizes that receipt for you, and then we take off the heavy lifting of you having to plan and create the investor like the investor insights yourself. So we create that for you. Now, before we came to the conclusion of these three features, we actually did due diligence to conduct some market research. And to be honest, our competitors were already doing a fine job. But we noticed that there were some gaps in the market, and we decided to fill that by introducing the quick receipt capture, the smart expense categorization, and real-time expense insight. Now, just not to bore you guys with so much talk, I'm going to be passing over to Nick, who's going to be telling us how Reciply actually works. So please pay attention.
Right. Thank you, Remy. So I'll walk you through how our app works. So from the step-by-step from the dashboard until the receipt management. So here is our dashboard. As you can see, it contains some information about the company. So at the bottom part, you can see some financial charts. So for those freelancers who got less ideas, we also put a help tooltip, which can show them a bit information of what this chart is showing. So now, how do we really upload? So in the receipt management, this area shows all the receipts that were uploaded. And once you click on it, it shows information for the receipt. So in uploading, we just click this upload receipt. So you can either use your camera if you're using your phone, or in my case, I'll be uploading a file, for example, this one. And once it's uploaded, just click Analyze Receipt. The AI will do its work to categorize it. As you can see here, it was categorized as groceries. And if you open it, it will show up all the information. And just click Save Results, and the data will be saved into your database. So now, if you want to generate a report, for example, you'll be having a meeting with your investors or within the company just to show financial insights. In here, in the reports and insights, there will be charts as well showing. And just click the export report, save it. That's it. You have your report generated and you're ready to present. So as stated earlier, it's not just for freelancers, but also for startups. So with our managed team section, you can invite your employees or people working with you. Just put their email, send them the invitation. And once they accept, they can also manage, upload the expenses related to the company. So now let's shift to how these things work. So looking at the tech use, so we used the basics HTML, CSS with the level up of Tailwind CSS for cleaner and easier way of coding with the use of React JS, which makes it more smooth, responsive, modern web feels. So at the back end side, we utilized Node and Express with MongoDB as our database, having the Mongos to translate data from the database to the backend code. And you're wondering maybe how are we going to put this into a business perspective. So this comes with our 3 plans. The free plan for testing the waters for freelancers, just to have a feel of how our app works. And once your company grows, our plan also applies to your company. So our app grows with your business. So, yeah. Now, let's take us through the interesting part, our branding story, the identity, our life, and how we created this up. I'd like to present to you my teammate, Sukdeep, who will walk you through our branding.
Thank you, Nick. So for at Receptly, our goal is to make expense tracking very easy and professional. So to make the users like they feel comfortable while using our app. So let's start with our logo first. So our logo is mix of letter R and shape of a receipt that clearly indicates that a user can trust this logo as it symbolizes organization, finance, as well as organization. So for the typography, for the icons, we use set of different designs because it's very clear and consistent because we want user to feel comfortable while using our app. So for typography, we use Metro Sans as it's a very simple, easy, and professional font. We want to show the image that is very smart for our users. So that's why we use that font. For our colors, we use deep blue as it like depicts the kind of a trust, innovation, as well as confidence. For light blue, we use for modern and fresh look. And we use accent colors to highlight the different kinds of error and success messages that helps the users to grab the attention while they are navigating the site. So overall, our branding is kind of to make users feel confident and comfortable while using the app. So these are our web mockups and mobile mockups. So now I hand over to Rami.
So I would love to talk a little bit about my team. And just like how Tayo said for the previous team, every team has differences. And for sure, it's not easy managing different points of views, right? And I believe one of the things that helped us a lot was our regular meetups. We came to consensus so many times. Sometimes we had to give up ideas for others based on the brand guideline. And like what helped us was having a specific guideline and us aligning to that guideline. So us being able to create Reciply wouldn't have been possible without our project manager. Unfortunately, she's not here due to some personal issues, but I just want to take a moment to really appreciate Lola because she kept the team together. And, you know, even times when we had differences, like she was always there trying to settle everything. But yeah, thank you very much for listening to us today. You can scan the QR code to view our website and also follow us on LinkedIn. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Reciply. Do you want to go first?
Okay. So, am I being the bad guy now?
Oh, well, you always.
Okay, fair enough. So this app is actually very close and dear to my heart right now because of two things. First of all, I do have my own freelance agency that I've been running for like 6 years now. And actually, I spent my whole Friday debugging a thing for exactly expense tracking app for a client at work. So that's fun. So something that I immediately noticed, and it was a little bit of a negative thing, but you guys can clear it up for me. You mentioned Zoho doesn't have this feature. Zoho does. It's called Zoho Receipts. It does basically the same thing for a little bit of a cheaper price. So maybe you have done that research and you can point to the features that are different, and I'd be happy to hear them. But just in the future, try to make sure that you're very clear as to which specific thing you're talking about, because again, Zoho, specifically to their business model, they have a bunch of different apps that do all kinds of different things, and they aren't immediately noticeable. So yeah, I guess do better research. Okay, so now in terms of the actual feedback, something that wasn't super clear for me was the dashboard, like the charts on the dashboard. I didn't immediately understand what they were supposed to do. And when you have explained and showed us the tooltip, which was a very good idea, thank you very much for that. I don't think those are the most important things that I would like to know as a freelancer. For example, what I think would be the best information is category split, right? So how much money I spend on food expenses and how much money I spend on technology expenses that actually make me money. So that would be one thing. And related to that, on the category page, try to organize the receipts based on category rather than just mention category in line of it. because then at least we can either filter by it, we can immediately understand what is going on there, and so on and so forth. And then the other thing you did mention, there is the opportunity for other people to join your team in the app, but I haven't seen anything about the approval process, which means anyone in my team can go to McDonald's, have whatever they want, upload it, yeah, double Mac, whatever, upload it there, and I will have to either bear the front of it, or we will have to go into a conversation of why is this and what is going on here, and so on and so forth. So that's something that was apparent to me. But that's it for me.
I had a few questions for the data visualization. Did you use any specific libraries, or did you create that data, like the tables and charts from yourselves?
We've used Chart.js for the library for presenting the charts.
Great. And I'm curious if, is it possible to show the PDF that gets exported? Because I'm curious how those expenses, like how they are translated, if they're, is this the same design that you showcase in the dashboard, is the same that it's in the PDF, or is just a table?
It's the charts that you can see in the screen.
Charts?
Yeah, it's the same charts.
Okay. I had another question. I know I'm not part of design, but I'm curious about this thing. Just about the colors, like the complementary colors that you were choosing, that it showed that they were like in a gradient base, like the reds and the greens and the yellows, they were all gradient. Like how often in the app would you be able to see the different versions of the colors, or is it just always like, it's always going to be the specific color? Yep,
So for the accent colors, we had the green for success, yellow for warning, and red for arrows. So the reason why we had the spectrum, right, was so that you can have different options of the color to use in terms of matching and stuff like that. So basically that was it. But we have a singular color for success, singular color for warning, and singular color for arrows. So we just well designed. We just like gave that whole spectrum.
I was just curious. It's like, oh, a gradient. Yeah, that's pretty much me. I'm a fish. And for the, I'm gonna ask again about the development part. I noticed that there's 3 developers. So how did you manage the distribution of the different tasks?
So for the development part, we've distributed the task evenly so that everyone can learn. So we also ask each and everyone if they're capable of handling it. And so, yeah, they're engaged to learning. So we've pushed through to create this for the 12-month period.
And the reason why I'm asking, just to offer some context, is I remember in my term, our teams were like very specific, like I'm gonna be backend, I'm gonna be frontend. So I'm just curious, like why, like this new generation, like is there a reason why you specifically wanna go for full stack, or that you don't wanna like specialize? It's just, that's where I'm coming from, just curiosity.
Okay, thank you, team. Code account recently. Okay, code. Okay. Again, there is a lot of things that I want to say, but I just want to start with the positive before I go to the positive, not so positive. Your logo design is very simple. I'm a very big advocate for less is more, and the way in which you've been able to morph the receipts into a letter R and make it look very relatable to what it is, your industry. That is just absolutely spot on. So well done to that, guys. And I love the softness of the typography as well, because edginess sometimes when it comes to expenses can be like, it's a little bit edgy. So your logo kind of like gives that a soft blow, although not. But so in the aspect of brand identity, you got everything nailed on.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jessie, and we are Think Attack on Data. Today, we are happy to share our product, Chat. So Chat is a web application that helps coaches from youth baseball and softball teams to manage athletes' performance data in an efficient way. So usually, professional teams like Major League Baseball, they use high-end devices to assess athletes' performance data in a comprehensive way. However, due to the limited budget, youth baseball and softball teams, they can only rely on separate devices to assess different aspects of the performance. And here comes the problem. This is why our client, Zach, a performance analysis coordinator from Baseball BC Camp, reached out to us. In Zach's experience, he has to manually combine those raw data from different devices into the Excel and generate the final report using Excel and send to athletes one by one with email. So the process itself is time-consuming, unscalable, and repetitive. That can take him more than 25 hours per week. So here comes the chat. We not only integrate those data sources into our platform, but we also use the algorithm that developed by Zach to generate the final report and visualize the performance. So when we compare with our competitors, we are the only one that covers all these data sources, and at the same time, we own our unique algorithm. And also, we are the product that's made in Canada, and it's only for Canadian. The reason behind that is because the most of the competitors, they are comes from US and Europe. So we think it's the time to build a platform. It's only for Canadian. As the research shows, we found that more than 700 baseball and softball teams across the Canada, which is a good sign that indicates the market is worth to explore. Next, let's see our live demo. Before diving into our demo, I want to introduce our main character, Yuki. She's a baseball coach at Langara College. Notoka and Fern, they are our athletes. Let's take a look at their daily routine. Alright team, today we're going to assess your hitting and pitching skills using baseball performance measurement devices. To assess your hitting, we're going to use blast, which is attached at the bottom of the bat. And to assess your pitching, we're going to use a Trackman with a camera inside. Okay, let's start with hitting. Okay, Nodoka, you're up first. Good, coach. What should I focus on? Today, let's just focus on a smooth and controlled swing. Good job, Nodoka. Okay, Fern, you're up next. Nice swing, Fern. Okay, then let's move on to pitching skills with Trackman. Okay, Nodoka, throw me a ball. Shoot. Come on, Nodoka, throw harder. Okay. Bump. Okay, good job, Nodoka. Okay, now I finished collecting everyone's performance data. So I'm going to import this data on chat and share the result with you later. Oh, before I import, Nodoka, have you accepted our invitation to chat?
Yes, I already did when I got the invitation email from chat.
Perfect. According to Canadian regulations, we need to get athletes' consent to store their personal information. Okay, now I'm ready to import. So I go to my coach account and go to, here's my coach dashboard where I can see the list of my athletes on the team. And I want to import data, so I go to data page. And I'm going to click import CSV data. Here I can select the data source. I want to import hitting data first. I'm going to choose blast and select the file that I have downloaded from blast. This file contains bat speed and other hitting metrics. Okay, I'm going to import data.
Okay. File was validated successfully. This means that the athletes are already registered on chat and also they have accepted our invitation. Okay, I'm going to save the data. Great. The data was saved successfully. Next, I want to import pitching data from Trackman using the same process as Blast. So here, let's pretend that we have imported Trackman file as well. Okay, I have imported Trackman file as well. And now it's all done. I have imported multiple athletes information all at once. It's super easy and time saving. Okay, Nodoka, I have imported your data on Chess so you can check the result on your account.
Okay, I'll log into the account now. So I'll select 2025. Here I can see the overview of my performance. Let me go to my hidden performance. There are lots of charts here. The radar plot says my heart rate is not good, so I should work on it. Let me check my pitching data. Wow, my fastball is 90 miles per hour. Coach, can I be a pitcher?
Sure, I can change your position to a pitcher then. Let me go to my coach account and go to athlete list where I can see the information of my athletes. And I want to swap Nodoka's position and Fern's position. I want to edit multiple athletes' position information at the same time, so I go to batch edit and change Nodoka's position to a pitcher and Fern's position to a second base. Okay, I'm going to save this data. Great, Nodoka, I updated your position to a pitcher.
Yay, thank you.
Congratulations, Nodoka. Hope to see you in the next Olympics.
Let's move on to our impact. So after using our product chat, our user can save up to 97% of the time spending on combining those raw data into the Excel, which is more than 1,000 hours per year. And this result shows a huge improvement in his daily process. Next, let's see how we build our brand.
For the logo, the symbol combines the letter C with 3 lines, which represents cleanness and success, which is the purple blue color for the logo, because these colors convey trustworthy, professional, and powerful. And next is UI Kit, which is the Roboto font for the typeface, because there is a readability and common usage for users. And also, we focus on accessibility by using proper contrast and readable font sizes, because we want to make the UI easy to use for athletes and coaches. Next is tech stack.
Here's our tech stack. Let's just jump into our system architecture. Our users can access our app from any browsers, and they'll be authenticated with JWT, JSON Web Token, to protect our data. As they make any activities on our app, frontend will send API requests to the backend, and backend will update the data on our database, which is MongoDB. When our users send invitation emails to athletes, we use third-party API called MailJet. Okay, this is the current structure of our app, but how can we improve our app in the future? We plan to implement social media sharing to help athletes to get scouted by professional baseball teams, and role management and game result recording for better team management and performance analysis. And we also need to talk about how we can start our app as a real business. Here's a plan. When we launch our app, we offer Innovators Plan for the first 5 spots. And after all the 5 spots are filled, we move on to the next step. Okay, lastly, let me introduce our amazing team. Haley Chen, PM and Product Designer. Leslie, Lead Product Designer. Aki, Product Designer. Karan, Product Designer. On development side, Naloka, Full Stack Developer. Masaki, Front-End Developer. Sami, Front-End Developer. And I, Yuki, Lead Full Stack Developer. Please visit our website and connect with us on LinkedIn. Thank you. We're Team Attack on Data, and we're happy to answer any questions.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Tim Chad, I wanna ask a very. I know your target market is low budget teams, right? If I heard you correctly. And besides the FT price tag that's on Blast and Trackman, what is your USP? What's stopping me from using Trackman and Blast? Because I did my homework on that, and they have data analytics and everything, tracking and all that. Because there is no way that software is going to be that expensive and does not have an analytics dashboard attached to it, because that's the way they track it. That's how to sell that product as well on their device. So what is stopping me from spending all that money and sticking to Trackman? Because it looks like without Trackman and Blast, there's no share, because you guys are integrating with them already. So can you explain that to me, please?
I'm not sure if this is a question for Zach.
No, because I don't want to ask him, because I don't know who came to who. It's your project. It's your project.
He's the client.
Yeah, I know, but they are working on the project, because it's their project. So that's why I didn't ask him. I knew. That's why I'm asking them. That's why I'm asking them, because it's their project.
Thank you for your questions. Actually, before this, I have this question too, but after we dig, we know the answer. So usually, Zach will see their mobile app for Blast or Rapsodo in the training section. So he look at the iPad for that on-site training. But after that, when he goes home, he has to manage all the data and combine together into the Excel and then generate the report. So because those data, they are in different device, so it's hard to for those athletes to review and to give them the advice. So that's why we build this platform to integrate all these data for the you've
got a team of 10 baseball players or softball players. And the easier way, I don't know more about sports, is that I know this kind of tracking on soccer players. Each soccer player has a device attached to the back of their, so it's a personalized device. Then they know which belongs to which. Unless you're gonna put a blast on every of your bats, one, which is a lot of money, which will help you to be able to analyze each player separately because of that. But once you use one blast device for 20 players, how do you sift through the amount of data?
So when each player finish their session,
yes,
our coach, they can enter their names into the Blast app.
Yes.
So they can differentiate the different athletes. So when we explore the report, we can know that different athletes, they have different.
This is not to you, this is not attacking you, but that's a lot of waste time. When you have 20 kids in a summer camp, I'm gonna wait in line, okay, we've got only just one blast right now. And this is the thought process behind Shed, is like, without the integration to Rapsodo, Trackman, or Blast, there's no Shed. Please, maybe there's anything else that I'm missing, yeah, I might be wrong.
I think that's the actual proposition. It's we're going to help you unify all of the data into one succinct source, so that you can actually see, and then you can track athletes on multiple different dimensions. So I am absolutely happy with this. It's actually amazing. The question that I did have that just arose from this conversation is, each individual athlete, do they have their own CSV file? So it's multiple CSV files that have to be uploaded? Or is it a giant CSV file that has all of them and then it gets processed?
So one CSV file will contain multiple athletes' data.
Okay, and then so I assume then per technology, it's a different CSV file with data inside of it. Okay. Do you have more comments?
No. That's okay. Well, I will circle back after to give feedback on the designs as well, which is good. So yeah.
I wanted to confirm first that the file that all of these different platforms is exporting by default is CSV, or if there has to be like a conversion data on like a specific file that you're using, but it does export by default on CSV, right? Yes. Okay. I'm curious on the, when it said the part of like uploading the file, there was a section highlighting if there were any errors. What kind of errors would happen in that CSV file? And if there's any troubleshooting that the coach would need to do, or like let's say that the report was like exported not properly, like what type of errors would there be?
So as you can see in the screen, I'm not sure if it's big enough. So for example, when you upload the CSV file, our system will validate if we have that athlete's name inside our system. So if we couldn't find that name, it will show no user found. And if the user, they haven't accept the invitation, we will show user haven't accept the invitation, because we have to gather their consent before we store their information.
That's very good to know that you were like, you had this slide ready in case this question was coming up. I like that. I'm curious also because I know that for the term the focus is on a web app, but it seems that for the players they would also have like a mobile version where they can see their own system and information. Like, did you also thought about what that would look like for the player, or were you focusing for this demo on the website for the coach?
Well, actually, for the mobile view, we created a responsive design, but most of the case, we consider the scenario is more like the coach will use the tablet in the baseball field to, teach or coach the athletes. So in this term, we mainly focus on the desktop view.
Sweet.
Good to know. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I just have one last question. I promise. It's a comment and it's a very good one. Sorry. If you go back to your demo of the dashboard, where you have all those, I think it was the data one. Yes, that one. So if you just scroll all the way down. No, sorry, scroll back up. Scroll back up. All the way up. I was like, why did you bury all that data at the bottom of the screen? Because now I was like, what am I looking at? It's just, I don't even know what I'm looking at. So when you scroll up a little bit, or scroll down, sorry, a little bit. When you landed on this page, there was that sort of animation that just came up, brought the graph out, and just grew. So I was like, oh my God, why did they bury that? Because that is what I want to see. I know sometimes data visualization could be like, it's so boring, I'm just looking at data, but it's a product, you got to sell it as a designer. What if you get employed by Tableau, which is one of the biggest data company? You got to sell it. I'm like, please do not bury this at the bottom of the screen. In terms of hierarchy of design, let your most selling point be the one at the top. At the top. So in that way, I would rather I pan my visuals horizontally than vertically. Because in that way, I can just quickly swipe and go rather than scrolling. So please, that's the only feedback that I have. You bury the best part at the bottom of the screen. But besides that, it looks clean, it looks great, and the logo as well. Chat could be used for any sport. It's not going to be blocked into baseball only because of the way you designed the logo. Because those 3 lines means agility in any sport at all. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Not the demo.
Yeah,
The demo was great.
This was going to be my comment. Okay, so I was going to say 2 things. First, I very much appreciate the user alerts. So you've guided us through the process. That was amazing. Again, I recently ran into this problem at work with a client. Their feedback was that we didn't guide them. You did it better than us. This was very well done. And then come on, the presentation, guys.
Great.
I don't actually have words. This was very engaging. I understood. I wasn't sure I will be able to understand what this project will be about because I have nothing to offer about baseball whatsoever. Your presentation made it absolutely clear what is going on and what your guys are doing, and that's exactly what you need to do in the future. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you.
I just want to say a few words. How was working with the students?
Mike, well, first off, I just wanted to say thank you so much to Loco for connecting me with this group of students. As the team mentioned, I had a significant pain point being the only one in Baseball BC, so in the provincial sport organization, to try and integrate all these data, and then creating PDFs page by page, and then merging the pages. You can tell that it was an incredible pain point, and to be able to work with this group that was so engaged, it was a dream come true for me. So thank you, Tomoko. Thank you, Chad. Great work.
Congratulations. WingWise, it's your turn.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Team Yuva, and today we are here to present our idea of WingWise with a simple and a vital mission: fly high and fly safe. But before going into project, I want you to imagine that you are boarding a flight and excited about your journey, and you're completely trusting the pilot and the aviation industry technology. But there's a silent enemy, that's a fatigue. But you might be curious how fatigue can affect your journey. To understand that, I want to show a ground reality of this issue. It's the issue of Dubai Flight 981, which crashed in 2016. The flight is going to Russia, and at the time of landing, the pilot got fatigued, and because of that, the flight got crashed. As the pilot was completely awake from last 18 hours, he also got a break of 8 hours, but because of jet lag, he can't sleep. And it cost like $22 million loss for the aviation industry and 62 lives. But that are not the only 62 lives. That's the family of many of the people. And while searching, this is more heartbreaking that this is not a single event. There are many events throughout every year that's causing because of the fatigue and lag. And while with the user testability with actual pilots, we found out the main reason behind this is the fatigue, the quality of sleep, and the schedule. Because the pilots got their schedule of weekly shift, but because of the jet lag and of the heavy shift and the 18 hours long flight, they don't get enough sleep. And it's not only affecting their working professional, but also their personal life. So you might think, what's the solution of this? So here's the solution: WingWise. WingWise is a web application that helps airline to optimize the pilots and the crew schedule while monitoring their sleep and health insight for their safer flights. And how is the solution? So WingWise has the three main key features: the sleep tracking and the wellness insight to track like the pilots are having the enough sleep, having more health insight, and also the AI optimized scheduling so that every crew member and pilot got enough schedules according to the FDTL solutions. Talking about the competitors, we are happy that the WingWise has all the three key features alone. We have like three basic competitors, but they are less scheduling apps and website for the aviation industries. And two of them, the PDC and the Japanese, don't have any health insight. So you might be curious how WingWise work. So let's dive into the demo. Here, the Kushpits play the role of manager, and they will play the role of a pilot.
Hi everyone, I'm manager.
Hi everyone, I'm pilot. My name is John.
Hi John, I got an email from CTO this morning to install WingWise, which optimizes schedule and manage sleep cycle. So please install its mobile app, which I sent it on the email, and let me know.
Okay, sure. So let me first install the app. So here I can read sleep. read data. Oh, crazy! I can see my sleep schedule here. Is I am using this watch to track my sleep. Okay, so all set. I've already installed the app as you told me,
That was quick, John.
as always.
So let's go to the dashboard. For now, I have 52 employees, from which 22 are on duty. I can see on the dashboard, I can see today's flight and crew rosters. For making the schedule, let's go to the schedule button. On the flight page, I can see today's schedule following with the next week's schedule. For making the schedule, let's click the create schedule button. I want to make schedule for the next week from 7th of April till 14th. Wow, that was very quick. I had never thought that with just one click I can get schedule for the next week. But wait, why Sophia hasn't got any schedule? Let's view the reason. She lacks lots of certifications. I'll send him an email about this one.
Okay, so as a pilot, I will go to the pilot dashboard, employee dashboard. Here I can see all the overview of my health insight and my upcoming flight too. So, good, I've got a long flight haul next week. So, as I'm only left with 25% of my duty limit, I think now I need to fetch my data with Fitbit so that I can check my health insight. Here I can see my sleep data. Here I can see my sleep data as in deep, REM, awake, and light. So here I can also see the description what the REM and deep sleep meant to be. Next I want to see my heart rate. So here I can see my heart rate, seems good. But wait, why my heart rate was so high at 3 a.m.? I might be thinking of my crush at this time. That makes sense. So moving forward, I want to see my fatigue. Yeah. Thank God my fatigue level is low, otherwise I wouldn't get any shift this week. I'm really broke right now.
So John, I have made schedule for the next week. Please review it and make the announcement if you have any.
Sure. So for that I go to the schedule. Here I can see my previous, next week's schedule. Seems good, but wait, I have to attend party on 9th of April. So I have to make a request. So I go to the detail and make a request. Here I can select date, flight number, and also I have to write a reason for my leave. So I can't say party here, otherwise my manager wouldn't allow. So let's say a dental appointment and send a request.
I think I got a request. Let's view the request by clicking the schedule button. Going to request. Oh, John wants leave on 9 April. He's a responsible guy. I should approve it. Let's approve.
Oh, it's been a while that I have requested my leave. So for that I go to the request. Amazing, I got approved. I didn't expect it. My manager is so kind.
So let's see the fatigue level of my employees for this week by going to Health Insights. Why Celeb Health Insight is so high? Let me send him an announcement by going to Dashboard, clicking the announcement button, entering the message, sleep properly, otherwise he won't get any shift for the next week. And send notification. That's it for the demo. I'm handing over the mic to Nidhi for design process.
Hello everyone. So now I will walk through the design process of WingWise. So for the WingWise, our design goal was to like simple, modern, and functional, and we tried to make the language as the industry use as possible, and we create the flow as simple as possible to make their life easy. Now talking about the logo. For the logo inspiration, we come from the tail stabilizer from the airplane, the tail, and it is give the direction to plane, and it give the direction. So we come up with the idea that pilots have the. We come up with the idea that it's give the safety to have. Is give. We come up with the. So sorry. So it was the logo inspiration, and now talking about the. It also give the V. So it gives the wings, and this logo is really giving with our mission, like make the airline smoother and safer. Now talking about the branding, we use the DM sense for the display fonts, and it gives the simple and clean look. And the Noto sense gives the high readability for the screens, and for the user it may help. And both languages support the more than 100 languages, so it is make our airline global. For the primary color, we use the fresh blue. Fresh blue give the fresh start to our users, and we also use the different variant of the blue. And our secondary color is safety orange, and we only use a 5 to 10% in our application to make sure our user don't miss any important errors in something related to the health. For the icons, we use the Google fonts, and it gives a clean look for our website. Now talking the UI kit, we try to make the design system, and for the consistency, we create the proper design system so every designer can coordinate with each other. And now talking about the technologies usage, the Akshay will take over. Thank you.
Hello, thanks Nidhi. So I believe we all use the same technology almost. So but the unique thing we used is Kotlin to make a mobile app. So so we found a way to make a mobile app to get sleep data from our variable. So that's why we use Kotlin, and also we use WebSocket for the real-time notifications. So moving further, this is our system architecture. So this was a difficult part. So how to get sleep data for our web app. So me and my team, we like to research a lot. So yeah, so there was a way to get sleep data from Fitbit. That was easy, but we wanted to try something new. So we finally agreed with to make mobile app. Also, our instructor suggested us to make a mobile app. So because of so we made a mobile app, and also we use Fitbit so to synchronize the data to be sure that yeah we are getting the data is correct. So this was how our app worked. I won't go much deeply. Yeah. So business model will be explained by Jaspreet. Thank you.
So for the business model, we have like 3 plans: the basic, professional, and enterprise. It depends on the size of the airlines. So by studying, we got that the airlines just not the Air Canada or Lufthansa. It's more of that. There's small airlines for the local and international flights, and for a countrywide flight. So our plan is just for $750 per month and $1,800 per month for a company have the crew members of between 200, and if they are member then more than 200, that costs like $3,500 per month. And if you think that the prices are too high, we just thought that our clients are the million or billion dollar industry, so that justified the price. And in the last, I want to thank my amazing team, our designers and the developer here, Nidhi, our lead designer, and with their guidance, we have Priyanka, Dhaval, and Viraj, who are the designers. And for the development, we have Akshay, is a brilliant in the technology, and our dev lead also. And for Thori's guidance, followed by me, Jaspreet as a project manager, and Anjali and Khushpreet, who's also a designer. So here's the QR code, please scan and go through our landing page, and thank you at the last. And also I want to thank you, our instructors and professors. Through their guidance, we followed Agile, and we got our WingWise to the idea to create it. Thank you, everyone.
Yes. Yeah, we've been told to be kind, so I'm going to be not kind. I'm just kidding. First, the logo is, I love the logo. I love the logo so very much. And the reason why is because I work in the flight industry, the travel industry. I work with Weird too. And we are a software company that provides business travel to small and medium-sized companies. Now, in terms of your logo and your branding, it's spot on. Again, like I said, I can overemphasize what you guys did for the design. Now, my question now is WingWise a scheduling app or a sleep tracker?
The app in the mobile is not for the WingWise. It's just a sleep. It's just take a sleep from the smartwatches. The main reason is we don't have like Apple Watch. From the starting, we have a Samsung device.
Yes.
But for the Samsung device, we go through the documentation, and Samsung doesn't provide any of the REST API storage, just like Fitbit.
Okay.
So we talk with our instructor Amadip, and he gives this idea that we can create a mobile app, and as the Samsung provides us the SDK.
Yes.
And we try to make that. And while in the class, and we got a lot of questions like it's work only with Samsung because most of them have a lot of them.
Yes.
And then we research and got to know about the Health Connect. That's made by Google. It's just a like sync between all of other health apps. It connects with Fitbit also. It connects with Samsung Health app and all of the other app. And we customize the Kotlin, and it just takes sleep from that apps and send it to the backend of our website.
Okay, because at the start of your presentation, if you go back to what WingWise does, if you can go back to the very beginning, please. What is WingWise? Yes, it says it's a web application that helps airlines optimize pilots and crew schedules while monitoring sleep for safer flights. Now, that is a red flag because privacy and data in terms of sleep is something that is personal. And when you say monitor, that sounds like surveillance. It's like WingWise is surveilling the crews. Now, on your dashboard, there is a column that says fatigue level. Now, how would my manager know my fatigue level if it's not like they are monitoring my sleep? Now, that is a red flag. It's like I'm sleeping and my company is like, oh, I cannot give you that shift simply because you didn't sleep well.
Yeah, but actually, this is a main concern. Like, we won't allow like to a pilot to fly with a low fatigue level. Yeah. So I think I won't.
Now, how would you know that I have a low fatigue level if you're not monitoring me?
Just my manager will know. Like.
No, how would the manager know that that I have a low fatigue level if I'm not being monitored?
I didn't get you.
Okay, so the only way in which the manager can know on the dashboard is that I have a low fatigue level is because my sleep analytics and data is reading that I didn't get enough sleep, right?
Yes, and for the fatigue level, like we didn't go for the, we have 3 levels. So for the low, it will be on nothing. But if it's moderate, then the pilot get to know that it's you need a sleep. And if the high, then the manager get to know just because it's for the safety reason.
How does the manager know that it's high? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
With the sleep data, and the sleep data is also including the schedule to make it flight safer.
So to generate a schedule, so we need sleep data and fatigue level. So manager will be having all record of all the pilots, and suppose I'm a pilot, so I will be seeing just my data.
I understand. And your demo kind of like contradicts what you guys are saying right now. Is that this is not attacking you. This is just the whole process entirely, okay? You said the reason why you are rejecting the schedule was simply because you have a toothache. But in hindsight, you're actually going for a party or something like that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But there is one of the competitors is Time Shifter, right? Now, there is a reason why they do not combine schedule with sleep, because they are two different markets entirely. Now, sleep is a personal space to me, and I can share that data wherever I want to share. Not my manager monitoring me and saying, I'm not going to give you that lecture because you're asking for overtime simply because I can see that you're not getting enough sleep and your fatigue level is high. I'm like, how did you know that I'm monitoring you? That is a red flag, in my opinion. That is a red flag. But that's just what I wanted to say. Besides your design, it looks good, but the entire business model, in my opinion, I was cringing when I was reading this because There's a reason why Fitbit and all that does not sync with your calendar, because it's a personal space and I can choose to share that information if I don't or if I'm not. But I come to work and my manager tells me, dude, you're not getting enough sleep. I'm like, how did you get to know that? That's simply because we are monitoring your sleep. That is surveillance. And
all right,
Yes, I can understand.
Thank you.
And for the sleep one, so for the sleep we try to integrate because the sleep pilot's major issue is like sleep. Quality is the main issue with them. So they getting the like enough amount of the rest period, but the quality they are getting it's not accurate. That's why we try to make it integrate with the schedule.
Let me try to defend you a little bit, because I'm actually for this kind of project with one specific caveat. I think you've missed a huge stakeholder in this whole process, and the stakeholder is called the insurance company. Because as an employee at a big company here in Langara, my insurance provides me a lot of health benefits, extended benefits, so on and so forth, provided that I enroll in specific features, specific apps, let's say telehealth or whatever. So this would be something that I would pitch to insurance companies as a mandatory, specifically health related. So let's say the data doesn't go directly to the manager, but it goes to a health professional that can assess and say, okay, this pilot is not, let's say, viable for the flight, or in let's say next 30 days they need to take a vacation because their fatigue is way too high. So this makes sense to me. Again, you guys have started with a very painful and very sad opening, but then in your demo, you have made it a little bit of a joke. So there was a bit of a dissonance for me. And also, sort of tying it back to the sleep data, the stuff you were showing for the pilot wasn't actually solving that problem. Right, so again, the problem was about optimizing schedule, making sure that the flights are safe, but the things that you were showing for the pilot features were, what is my health, right? What is my sleep level, fatigue level, so on and so forth. He probably already gets that from the Fitbit app better, more tailored and more accurate, I would assume, just because that's their core model. What you should have given him is something like, in your schedule, you must plan for, I don't know, meditation session, or better sleep, or you must request a 7-day vacation in the future because of this and this and this data. Instead, you were showing him the specific data points, and that's not exactly the problem you were solving. Now, to say the positives, I agree with the logo. Logo is spot on. It was amazing. I immediately saw it on an app icon, so that was great. And something that both Carla and I did was the micro interactions, the flights, the plane when the loader was happening. Yeah, I enjoyed that. It's there's a whole industry of optimizing those specific processes, so I am glad that you're thinking about it. There was a little bit of a weird thing with your flows, literally user flow for the sending email notification. You showed us a list, but then we had to go back to another list, find that person, send notification. It was in a little bit of an awkward place. So that could have been a little bit smoother, literally by pressing a button or pressing on that user and sending them a message. So that was another thing. But other than that, I think it's it's a project with incredible potential. And as you said, the industry is billions. There's definitely money in this.
Thank you. Yeah, those are very good comments, because I was also curious from the perspective of, let's say that there's already a flight schedule, but literally, like, I'm the pilot, I just had a terrible night's sleep and I have a flight schedule for like 10 hours. If I do an immediate request that I can't do it, then how does the manager react to that? Like, do they have like pilots in stand ready to like take that flight ready? Or like, how does that management help in case there's like an actual emergency? Yeah, if you have like an answer, I'm very curious about that.
There will be a swapping option we can provide, like when you can swap that pilot with the same certification and with the same qualification.
So you have like a standby list of like pilots that are ready. Like, in case something happens, like I'm plan B or I'm plan C.
Yeah, actually, we need to put a lot of static data, like a lot of sleep data. So that's why it was a bit difficult, because we individually were not sleeping properly, and what sleep we are getting is very low. So yeah, that's why we were not able to But the swapping option, I think it will be a great.
Yes, and also in usability testing, we did with the real pilot, and they said like in their industry they have different area. They can also do the calling thing, and they can send the email. So in request, we can also send the email to them to make it work with that flow. So this is what we do.
Like I think this is a very interesting project as well because the way that you're managing the data is like it gets updated pretty much every day, and you need to like from your manager like react to it. So it's an interesting like way of how to handle that. So I really like a proposition for that kind of scenario. Other than that, I like the web app. I think it was well designed. I was curious about a little bit on the data visualization. I think the way that you were visualizing data wasn't like the most consistent way through like different charts. Like for different charts, you were like using a different style than others, and then for like the pilot or the user can be a little bit confusing on like why there's like that design discrepancy. But that's like a small thing. Other than that, like yeah, like the animations, interactions, love that. Whenever there's like the card that's moving, that's also very fun. Yeah, that was sort of like my main comments. But other than that, echoing, the logo was incredible. I really like what you were saying about the typography, that it has support for different languages. Also very smart. I like that.
Thank you. Thank you, panelists, and thank you to WingWise. Congratulations. All right, the last but not least, the StreetSight.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for staying tuned at the end. My name is Tejvi, and we are here to present our product, StreetSight. So let's first dig into the problem. After taking interview of some advertising agencies, and one of them were Langara's billboard agency, who's managing billboard of Langara, we get to know what's the problem here. The problem is that currently all the billboard companies, they are using traditional methods to manage their billboard data, such as Excel sheet, pen, paper, which is time-taking process. And at the end, they cannot get the overall report about everything like revenue, clients, campaigns, etc. So here comes our StreetSight as a solution.
StreetSight is a web application that helps billboard agencies to manage billboard data and track performance. These are the key features of StreetSight. First of all, we have integrated AI with this CRM, which will help billboard companies to generate AI-powered quotations and proposals. Secondly, real-time analytics are getting displayed on the dashboard about campaign, billboard, and clients. Last but not least, client management has become more efficient. Billboard companies can manage their all onboarded clients and get to see how many billboards and campaigns are assigned to that particular clients at the one platform. To truly understand the value of StreetSight, it is important to know how we compare it with another products in the market. While after doing research about our competitors, we get to know other platforms are only providing basic features to manage billboard data, while StreetSight taking it one step further with all the unique features and with the help of AI integration. Now let's see the live demo of StreetSight to know it completely. Thank you.
I'm in love with this.
Love? Love in what?
Now in StreetSight,
So what's that?
StreetSight is a web application that helps advertising agencies like us to maintain our billboard inventory.
Wow. Looks interesting. Can you share more about it?
Yeah, let's dive into the dashboard of StreetSight. As you can see, my advertising agency in the past few months have generated this much revenue, and here I can find how many billboards I have added as an advertising agency. On that, how many campaigns are running on that billboards. I have the data of even clients, of how many clients I have. And here comes the best part, the dashboard or the map visualization, where I can see how my billboards, at what location which billboard is available, and what is the status of that particular billboard, either it is available, unavailable, or active.
Wow. This looks perfect, and I think this is the app that I was really wanting to use for a long time to maintain all my billboards, my clients, my campaigns. So do you have something more to show in this?
Yeah, let me drive you through the process. Let's add a billboard. Considering our billboard name to be Metropolis, and the billboard type to be digital billboard, and let me enter the location as well and the size of the billboard.
Okay, so all of this is a one-time entry and we can maintain this forever.
Yeah, one time you have to enter the billboard data and then you can reuse it. After this, let me upload a normal image of my billboard. Once done, let me save this.
Wow, this looks great. Can you explain more about this?
Yeah, so this is all billboard section where you can see recently we have added a billboard which the status of this billboard is available. On the top of that, I have few billboards which I have added already which status is active. The thing is, if the campaign or anything is running on this billboard, the status will turn into active. Now as you can see here at the map, I can see my billboard and the status is available.
Okay, this is fine. But how do I onboard a new client?
It's pretty simple. We have an option of adding a client. As you can see, Saurabh, I have few of the clients which I have added recently. All these are my clients, and it is a simple step form where you can add a client.
Oh, perfect.
Let me show you the client status table. Recently, I have added a client named Rahim, and as you can see, 0 billboards and 0 campaigns are assigned to this particular client.
Oh, this is great. There's a good segregation of how many billboards and how many campaigns are running for that client. That's amazing. But next is usually once we have a client, they generally ask for a quotation about how much it would cost to run a particular campaign.
So StreetSight has this super feature of artificial intelligence price quotation. All you need to do is select the particular billboard and fill up the few details, and AI will, based on the location, AI will generate the particular price, an estimated price. And once you preview it, you will get to see it at the right part. Based on your convenience, you can change the price as well.
Okay.
And once you click on send email, this quotation will be sent to the client.
Oh, thank you so much. I think in this process, you have saved a lot of time because this quotation usually used to take a lot of time for me to generate personally. So this is fine. So once the client agrees with the quotation, so they generally want to go ahead with lease agreement. And I literally hate this part because there's a lot of paperwork that has to be done.
Wait, Saurabh, StreetSight has solved this problem as well. We have a 3-stepper form, new agreement. This is a basic lease agreement made by StreetSight. All you need to do is fill up some details, and once you are done, I'll show you my existing client lease agreement. So this is the lease agreement which I have. You can either download this and again send to the email of the customer.
This was super quick. I think even I'm in love now. So this is fine. But next, as usual, it will be campaign, right?
Yeah, so last part is on a particular billboard, the client will have to run some sort of campaign. Let's consider it to be a FIFA World Cup campaign, and we need to enter again some basic details like the campaign start date, end date. We need to upload particular images for that. And we need to assign a particular billboard for this particular campaign.
Okay, so you are running this campaign on that particular billboard.
Correct. Once you are done, just to filter out, once we go to all billboards.
But how do I know that if this campaign is running on which billboard?
Yeah, you can see in all billboards we have filtered out it. So as you can see, this campaign is in the active part, and yeah, this is where you can easily filter out.
Okay. So next is money, right? At the end of the day, it's all about money. So I'll use some third party to generate invoice.
No need to worry about that as well. StreetSight gives you the option of generating invoice as well. Here is an option. All you need to do is again select the client, fill up the few details, and within one click, this invoice will be sent to the email of the particular client.
So he'll receive the email and then he can make the payment.
You will be super rich.
Thank you so much, Rahim. I think you have made this process very simple for me to add all the details and manage all my billboards. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that was our demo. For branding, I want you to meet Billy, our street smart mascot. It isn't here just to look cute, but it also adds personality to our app. It has pie chart shaped eyes as well as billboard look, so it perfectly aligns with our CRM. Now I'll explain our logo. Our logo is built with the letter S, which looks like a path and it indicates movement and guidance. There is also an I, which indicates observation and clarity, exactly what StreetSight is made for. We have used 3 colors: charcoal black, purple and neon yellow. So generally we have seen that CRMs uses very light colors and looked very serious all the time. So we don't want that. And that's the reason we have used these sharp colors. StreetSight is made for billboard agencies, and that world is really fast and all about being noticed. And this is the reason for using these colors. Neon yellow to grab attention, charcoal black to keep everything clean and focused, and purple to make everything creative. With this, our CRM looks alive and happy. We have used 2 fonts, Poppins for headings, which is bold and easy to read, and Satoshi for everything else, which makes our CRM modern and friendly. Thank you. Now Venkatesh will explain system architecture.
Hello. Like our system architecture follows a secure and scalable environment to connect the users in a smooth manner. So for the front-end, we use the React, which communicates with the back-end via API gateway with the Axios. And we use the JWT token for the secure access. And for the back-end, we use the Node.js. And for database, we use the 2 databases. One is Cloudinary and the MongoDB. Cloudinary stores the media files, and the MongoDB stores all the data coming from the front-end. And we use the OpenAI. With the OpenAI, we created like AI invoices. Next, our business model. So our basic start with the $149, which gives 50 billboards and 60 AI invoices, and a single device access. And our advanced one is for $299, which gives unlimited billboards and unlimited AI invoices, and the two-factor authentication and the multiple devices support. And now over to Karthik.
Now meet my team. Surbi, one who kept everything organized. Adila, the calm designer. Mashur with the experience. Karthik, I was the one who gave the crazy ideas. Arjun, the one who kept us smiling all the time. Kuswan, the component guy. And the heart of the development team, Rahim. The Saurav with dedication. Ajvi, the one who kept us bug-free and running. And the Venkatesh, who kept us fast and flawless all the time. Together, we built, we designed, we developed and launched StreetSight. The future of the outdoor advertising starts right from here. And visit streetsight.ca and scan the code to connect with us on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Last time giving feedback.
Hi guys. I love the mascot. That was awesome. Also the joke of the day, I assume that was great as well. I wish it was refreshed every time we loaded the screen with like OpenAI joke, but the fact that you had it there was awesome. Okay, so now to the things that I had a bit of questions about. So first of all, I wasn't exactly sure who this app was for. Was it for the people who own billboards, or was it for the agencies that then come and agree with them to display advertisement of their clients? So could you clarify that, please?
Yeah, this was clearly for the advertising agencies who will be having multiple billboards with them. As in, they take these billboards from some, for example, city of Vancouver, they take it and they lease it to some of the clients.
Okay, right. So if I understand correctly, there is someone who owns the billboard, and then there is an agency that comes, leases the billboard, and then resells the lease to the client, basically, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one thing that I was missing, was the process in your adding the billboard. I think there's more to it than just adding the billboard inside of it, and that would be great for you to track. Other than that, everything was very well done, very, the user flow was very clear. One thing that I did miss was what I call a user agency screens on email notifications, which means when you click a button, email me, it shows you a confirmation. Is this the email you're trying to send to? Is this exactly what's happening? And then there's a confirm or cancel button. Again, ran multiple times into these kind of problems in my career, so something to think about. I did very much like the preview of the PDF. That was very useful, and I'm sure the dev part of the panelists will agree with me on that. Other than that, it's an amazing product. I think there's a huge future for it, if only we weren't moving into online ads. So think how this can be applied to online ads as well.
Thank you so much.
I have a question for billboards because, for example, in downtown Vancouver, there's a few billboards that are video. How do you manage that instead of like an image, like the agencies?
So we have an option of types, like it can be either prison billboard, digital billboard, or anything. Yeah. So in that type they can select. We haven't deeply thought about that particular thing, but yeah, this is the option where they'll get. And in the future they might get an option of uploading the GIF or the video which will be running on the billboard.
That's very good to see that you thought about that. I was curious also about like your menu distribution, because when we were doing the demo, like the flow that I got was you create a billboard and the client, the proposal is created, sign the leads, the campaign, and the invoice. But I think the way that the options are organized is not like very clear, like you have to jump around a lot. So that was just like a very minor detail. I know I'm not supposed to talk design.
No, please go for it. You can help it. Go.
And I echoing the mascot is great. I always love when the team thinks about how to add personality to a project, because that's a good way to distinct yourself from like other competitors. It's very simple to like, these are nice colors and this is like the end. But when you attach something like the sentiment, like the mascot, and it has like, hello, and I like that. Very good detail on the ice beam, the graphs. I thought that was very smart because it is also data visualization. The data that you displayed, I think it was good. I'm curious if there's like maybe a better way to display it, like for example the radio charts, if they had only one entry, maybe the best way to display that is not with that, maybe just like a number or something. Just curious about how, like, if there are better ways to visualize the data so it's easier for the user to like understand it and grasp into it. But yeah, overall I really liked it. The demo was also very fun. Always love it.
Thank you for your feedback.
Thank you. I wrote one thing down on the StreetSight. It says break out of the mode. You literally broke out of the mode of boring advertising. And I know Patterson is the biggest advertising agency. In my opinion, when I was reading on, I know that Patterson is very expensive. So I could see StreetSight as a low budget entry to people like us, like me, that might one day want to own a billboard, but I can leverage on Patterson's behemoth business and just plug in. So it's called StreetSight for a reason. The colors, like you said, Leon, there's no way you pass by a Leon dashboard billboard and not look back. So you grab our attention. And just to echo your feedback on the navigation side of things, it could be tidied up. I know that those are expandable drop-down menus and all that, but everything could be pieced to just billboards, campaigns, and clients. And when you eat on that, rather than having that expanded, they could be tabulated on the screen. Again, I love the vivid colors, and just to echo them, your code generator on the real time, it's on the left perform, and I'm generating the preview on the right so I can see what I'm doing in real time. That was well thought of. And also how to generate an invoice. When you generate a code and you're going through a campaign, you could just have a button that says generate an invoice from this campaign, so you don't have to go through filling an entire form again, because you already filled all those details when you were creating a campaign. So that's the AI smart part of thing. Click generate an income. So you could click multiple incomes, multiple campaigns, one button, generate a batch of invoices, and they will all cascade together and create a PDF, or rather than going back and forth. Besides that, it's yeah, you broke the mold. That's all I gotta say, and that's a very good thing. So
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, panelists, and thank you, StreetSight.
We want to thank Tomoko and all our instructors. Thanks to Sebastian. and supporting us from the very beginning and guiding us. We even want to thank our instructors, Jessica, Ivan, who have been along with us and have helped. And thank you all of the students with me. It was a beautiful journey. Thank you.
Okay, that poll has ended. So we're going to start with Design Excellence Award presented by Tayo.
Oh, I haven't learned. My bad. Thank you. Hey everyone. What do I do? Okay, yeah, it's on. Thank you once again for running us through your presentation. Everyone did an amazing job. And again, this is what you're gonna face every other day or every other week in real work, which is the feedback is not on you, but it's just the work, okay? And I want you to know that everyone did an amazing job today. There were design brilliancies in isolation, but as a team, and we decided that there is one team that kind of like pieced everything together in terms of the development and the design. And it was well thought through, and there's only one, and again, I'm just gonna say, they literally broke the mold again, and that's StreetSight. So.
Right, next is Development Excellence Award presented by Carla.
Yes, thank you, Tomoko. First, I want to start congratulating everyone. I know how stressful it is to complete a project, so congratulations. The fact that they were all working demos, that they were kind of like doing everything live. Really appreciate that. That's always already a 10 out of 10. The thing that we considered for the development was, besides of the tech stack that everyone used, which team was capable of using other technologies, other libraries, other specific hardware tools. And without further ado, our winner is Chet.
So this team obviously did so well. It was so close in audience vote, and it means you did really good job. So the second place award goes to StreetSight.
Right, well, I actually am very happy to present this award because it echoes my thoughts, and I am very thankful that they actually have explained how the world of baseball works. Shed, come on over. Crazy baseball. I don't know what I'm doing.
This concludes Project 2 presentation this time.